How do I stay motivated? Everybody wants to be motivated, but motivation is like a spark. It goes for a little while, but within a few seconds, it's completely burned out. You don't want motivation. What you want is drive. If motivation is the spark, if it's the match, drive is the log that continues to burn. You want to be driven. You want to be able to have that drive that no matter what happens, you keep going, right? That's what you're looking for, is how to be driven, so driven that nothing ever will stand in your way no matter how crazy it is. So how do you get that? It's very, very simple. You have a strong why. If your why behind what it is that you're going for is strong enough, if your emotional attachment to your goal is strong enough, the how to do it will reveal itself. You have your goal that you're working towards, right? But do you know why you're going for that goal? Have you sat down and figured out your strong emotional attachment to that goal? If you take person A into person B, right? Person A wants to make $100,000. Person B wants to make $100,000. Same goal. They want to make $100,000 this year. Person A wants to make $100,000 and that's all they know. Person B wants to make $100,000, but they have a why. And let me tell you what their why is. Their why is that they live in a bad part of town. They have 2 kids and a wife, and he wants to take his children, buy a house. He wants to make this $100,000 so he can put a down payment on a house, take his kids and his wife, and move into a better part of town. Maybe they live in a dangerous part of town, and he knows that that dangerous part of town, there's a chance that his kids are in danger. So whenever things get hard, who do you think is going to keep going no matter what? Well, person A wants to make $100,000 as well, but when they don't have a why behind it, they just want to make $100,000. Person B, he's going to think of his children's face. He's going to think of his wife's face and say, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for them. And guess what? If your goal is big, you will have failures. You will have bumps in the road. But if you have a strong emotional attachment, then when you have those failures, it's easy to get back up. Person A might fail, have a failure and say, it's not that big of a deal. I don't need to make $100,000. I'm okay with 50. I'm still alive at 50. I'm still paying my bills at 50 and have a little bit of extra money to have some fun on the weekends with my friends. But person B, man, no matter what happens, they're going to go through a wall to make sure that they make that money because he knows that in his mind, in a sense, his children's life is on the line. And he's the only person that's in control of their destiny at this point in time. That's the difference between being motivated and driven. And you might get a spark of motivation, but when things get hard, that spark's going to be dead. You want to be driven from within. An internal drive comes from having a very, very strong why. So if you're trying to figure out how to be quote unquote motivated, you want to be driven. And the way that you become driven is you find out your why behind your goal, your strong emotional attachment to it. And then what you ask yourself is, what's the reason why I'm doing it? Who's behind this? Is it just for me or is this for other people? And you get that strong emotional attachment, you write it down, you read it to yourself every single morning, and you read it to yourself every single night. And watch how quickly your life will change when you're doing something for the internal drive versus external motivation. That's what you're searching for, and that's how you do it.